Hello, I'd like to start off this video by saying that this is 100% theory, fan-made theory. Nintendo has denied all claims of there being a Tetraforce, but this wouldn't be the first time they've denied something. I'd also like to apologize for the choppiness of the clips and just the overall poor sound quality. Now you may be wondering what the Tetraforce is. Some fans have come up with the idea that there is a fourth piece to the Triforce, making it just a filled-in triangle. Now I'd like to remind you that the Triforce is the entity itself. No matter how many pieces, no matter the size, it'll still be the Triforce. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it the Tetraforce because we're talking about the theory of the fourth piece itself and not the whole thing. The original idea for the Tetraforce most likely comes from the Ocarina of Time Hylian Shield, where we can see a fourth triangle below what we now know is a Loftwing. Be more about the Loftwing once we actually figure out what this Tetraforce is, but that's later on in this video. When fans started coming up with this idea that there was an extra piece to the Triforce, Nintendo immediately changed the layout to the Hylian Shield, as you can see in Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, which leads me to believe that there might be some truth to the fact that there might be an actual Tetraforce. If you look at the Legend of Zelda series as a whole, you'll see that the number 4 comes up a lot more often than the number 3 does, such as 4 swords with the 4 links, and the 4 giants, and the 4 provinces that are in most every Zelda game. Now here's where it gets confusing. If there's 3 goddesses to make up the 3 known pieces of the Triforce, then there must be a 4th goddess to make up the 4th piece, right? The 3 known goddesses all have their own elements and their own powers and whatnot. The goddess Din, goddess of power, made the terrain of the earth, is associated with the color red, and her provinces in Hyrule and their respective counterparts are often volcanoes and lava and fire. Nayru, goddess of wisdom, made the laws of the earth, is associated with the color blue, and her provinces in Hyrule often involve water. The goddess Furor, goddess of courage, made the people and the beings of Earth to obey the laws, is associated with the color green, and her provinces involve the forest. This begs the question, what would the 4th goddess even rule over? Many fans believe that the 4th unknown goddess might be the goddess of time, as in Majora's Mask, when you play the Song of Time for the first time, you're told that the goddess of time should watch over you. The thing is, a good portion of people believe that Nayru would be the goddess of time as well as wisdom, because in her oracle counterpart, she is the oracle of ages, and you time travel, and time is a huge part of that game. So Nayru is most likely the goddess of time, therefore 4th goddess cannot be the time goddess. Another idea is that the 4th goddess might be the goddess of wind, but it is a canonical fact that Furor is the goddess of wind and of courage, so the 4th goddess cannot be that either. In the Desert Colossus, when you first enter, you see a huge statue of a woman made out of sand. Most people believe that Din is this goddess of sand, though, so that most likely eliminates our 4th goddess being that large statue lady. So what would this mysterious goddess rule over? Her color would most definitely be purple, as in 4 swords, when red, green, and blue, the colors of the 3 goddesses, are used up, purple is the remaining one. Majora's Mask is also almost entirely purple, which leads many people, and partly myself, to believe that this 4th goddess might actually be evil. The golden goddesses often have a positive connotation, being holy and above the people, but on the Hylian Shield you can see the 4th triangle is separated from them, and the Loftwing is between them. Many people have thought that maybe it's bringing it to the rest of them, but it might be more likely that it's blocking the 4th one from the holy ones, as it might be below them in hell, essentially. An idea I came across was that this 4th purple goddess made the people to break the law, such as the Gerudo, in sort of a here I'll give you free will, eat the apple sort of way. The corruption of this 4th goddess might explain whatever happened to the Fierce Deity Link, as he has a filled-in triangle on part of his armor. Maybe he received the full Triforce, Tetraforce, and all, and that's what made him so corrupt and evil? there's just so little known about the Fierce Daddy Link that I really don't want to go into it, because there's so many theories just about him. Now, something I found that I think is extremely interesting and probably is the most convincing thing about this whole theory is that with the Tetraforce, the Triforce itself is much more powerful than we've ever seen in any of the game. In A Link to the Past, Ganon wishes for the world, but they only grant him the Dark World. Now, it might be because the goddesses recognize that he's evil, but in the rest of the games, he seems to mostly have the Triforce of Power, and if they recognized his evil, then I don't think they would ever let him have possession of a piece of the Triforce. So the Triforce, we know, can only ever grant one wish, and most of the time it doesn't even give you the whole wish, and doesn't even work out the technicalities for you. But maybe when this Triforce was whole, the filled-in triangle, it was much more powerful than it is now, and its full potential is much more than it is with the missing piece. I think this idea is great, and I really hope Nintendo makes a game about it, because there's just so many possibilities for this fourth goddess, and this is really my favorite Zelda theory. And now, I don't know how much of this video can be disproven, but I hope this gets you to think about what this Tetraforce could be and other theories in the Zelda fanbase.